Tonight from Kansas City, the Red Sox roll into Kauffman Stadium as hot as the weather off a sweep in Washington and have Chris Sale at the top of his game, ready for Game 1. Hi, everybody. Welcome to KC. I'm Dave O'Brien. Delighted to join you tonight, along with my man, Jerry Remy. Garen Austin right around the corner as well. And Remdog, Chris Sale last year was the runner-up in the Cy Young voting. He struck out over 300 batters. I'm not sure we have ever seen him better than he is right now.
I would totally agree with you 100%. He is pitching as well right now as he ever has in a Red Sox uniform. And he just proved that in the month of June when he was named AL Pitcher of the Month. But you look at the numbers, they're crazy. In his last 5 starts, he's 3-1 with a 1.03 ERA. He's only walked 8 guys. I mean, that's incredible to me, you know, for a guy that throws as hard as Sale. The 54 strikeouts, opponents hitting 134, has not allowed 1 home run. Now, he goes against this Kansas City team. It's going to be interesting because I was trying to figure out today, how many can he strike out tonight? Maybe not many because they're the toughest team to strike out. They swing the bat. They go up there in the first couple of swings, and they want to make contact. So it's going to be interesting to see how Sale attacks this lineup for Kansas City.
Well, the Red Sox trying to extend their 1-game lead over the New York Yankees, heading into the last leg of this road swing. And when we return, Garen will take us on a special visit to the Negro League Museum right here in Kansas City. Really a must-stop if you're coming here to watch baseball. She has some special guests as well. That's coming up in just a moment. Baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and Alexa Strikes Out Hunger program by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit your local Buick dealer. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Temperatures in the 90s today here in Kansas City and all throughout this part of the country. Red Sox taking on the Royals here in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Garen Austin on this trip able to visit the Negro League Baseball Museum. Here's a look.
Well, when the Red Sox are in Kansas City, we absolutely love coming to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. And this year we toured along with manager Alex Cora. The exhibits are beautiful, and the president, Bob Kendrick, does such an incredible job of keeping these stories alive. And this year they have a new exhibit that is based on the women who are involved with the Negro Leagues.
The exhibit is called Beauty of the Game, and it looks at a little known but very profound piece of baseball and Americana as it relates to women who played in the Negro Leagues. Most of the guests who come here had no idea that there were 3 women that played professionally in the Negro Leagues: Toni Stone, Connie Morgan, and Mamie Peanut Johnson. Pioneers, women who competed with and against the men in the 1960s in the Negro Leagues, with Toni Stone being the first of those women to play. She was followed by Mamie Johnson and then Connie Morgan. Sadly, Miss Johnson, who up until her death just last year in December was the last of the 3 women to play in the Negro Leagues, but there were also female executives and leaders in the Negro Leagues and owners, most notably Effa Manley, the first woman to be nominated and inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Effa Manley and her husband Abe owned the Newark Eagles, but it was Mrs. Manley who ran the day-to-day operations of that baseball team, and she knew the business of baseball as well as any man. Great talent play for her. Larry Doby, my dear friend, the late great Monty Irvin, Leon Day, Willie Wells. All of these are National Baseball Hall of Famers. All played for Effa Manley's Newark Eagles.
And something also happened recently. Can you tell us about the recent vandalism?
Yeah, you know, it was certainly a blow when someone decided to go into the still developing Buck O'Neill Education and Research Center and cut a mainline water pipe that caused some severe flooding in the building, doing a lot of damage to some of the work that we've done. We've been working diligently on that building. And for those who might not be familiar with the Paseo YMCA and its historical significance, that is the birthplace of the Negro Leagues. That is where the leagues were formed here in Kansas City in 1920, and we had designated that site as the home of the future Buck O'Neill Education and Research Center. So, yeah, it was a little bit devastating 2 weeks ago today, Friday, here in Kansas City, when we discovered just almost an insurmountable amount of water that had run throughout the building, causing some significant damage. And so, yeah, we're still kind of lifting ourselves up from that unfortunate set of incidences. But what it leads me back is the late, great Buck O'Neill seemingly always brought joy out of despair. And even though 2 weeks ago on Friday, today, was one of the darkest days for me in recent museum memory, this light has emerged as people, baseball fans from around the country, have rallied around this museum and wanted to help with the cleanup and restoration of this building. And so they started unsolicitedly sending in donations to support the museum. And you just felt like the spirit of Buck O'Neill was emanating throughout this country. And that certainly lifts your spirit. And so now we're going to lift ourselves up by the bootstraps, and we get right back to work. We refuse to allow a hater to stop us from what we had, desired to do in building Buck's dream, and that was to have that education and research center.
What can our fans in New England do to help?
Well, if any are so inclined, you can join others from around the country who have made pledges by going online to www.nlbmdonate.com.
Well, it's heartbreaking to hear about the recent vandalism, but fans can help by making a donation. And if you're ever in Kansas City, we highly encourage you to stop by. And next year, Mr. Kendrick told me that they're going to have a new exhibit that'll be based on all of the men who helped break the color barrier. And when we come back, it's Red Sox Royals. Chris Sale is on the mound. Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy have the call.
Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. Buy your local New England Ford dealers. LL Bean. If it's outside, we're all in. Be an outsider. And by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. They're expecting about 22,000 here tonight inside beautiful Kauffman Stadium. Still really one of the jewels of Major League Baseball here in Kansas City. Game 1, Red Sox and the Royals. Here is the Sox lineup brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mitch Moreland resting another day, recovering from back spasms. Rafael Devers from a shoulder. So it's Mookie Betts, Andrew Benintendi, and JD Martinez 1, 2, 3. Steve Pearce is at first with Xander Bogaerts at short. Brock Holt, the second baseman. Eduardo Nunez at third. Sandy Leon doing the catching, and Jackie Bradley's in center field, the number 9 hitter. Facing the right-hander Jason Hamill, he's 2-10 with an ERA of 5.56.
Let's take a look at the Royals defense. They are third in the American League with 41 errors on the season. Moustakas will be at third base. Escobar, the shortstop. Mondesi at second, and Duda, the first baseman. Left to right, Bonifacio, Merrifield, and Herrera, and Perez doing the catching for Hamill.
Here are the umps tonight, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Ryan Blakeney has the plate. Sam Holbrook at first. Jim Wolf at second. DJ Rayburn is at third. We're available as telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP is presented by Toyota. Visit Copper2Toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
The weather, as mentioned, it has been very, very hot here in this part of the country. Feels like all over the country. 91 degrees, but clear skies, no threat of rain tonight here for the first game of the series. And Mookie Betts about to lead things off against the right-hander Hamill. Sox coming in 59 and 29, 30 games over 500 for the first time since the end of the 2013 season.
Yeah, second time this year the Red Sox have faced Hamill. They faced him back at Fenway Park, and they put a pretty good looking on him in that ball game.
Mookie will check in as the top hitter in Major League Baseball at 338. A little bit of a delay right off the top.
Mookie smiling because Moustakas at third base was playing him in on the grass, expecting him to bunt. Now Moustakas obviously moves back when we play for real.
We're waiting for the clock to hit 7:15 local time, and it just has, so we can finally get the game underway. The official start time of this one. And so the right-hander ready to go with the first pitch. He will miss for ball 1, and we are underway. Mookie is 0 for 7 in his career against Hamill. And he wraps that one foul. As Jerry mentioned, I've already pummeled this guy. That was back on April 30th. A 10-6 Red Sox win as he gave up 8 runs, 8 hits, 2 home runs. High fly ball driven deep to left, way back. Bonifacio turning, looking up, kiss it goodbye, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. Mookie Betts with number 22. The guy ripped 3 home runs against this ball club on May 2nd, and he's at it again, and that is the 100th career home run for Mookie Betts.
And interestingly enough, that's his first hit ever off Hamill. He was 0 for 7 coming into the ball game, but this time he gets that high fastball right there inside, right in his wheelhouse, and takes it out of the ballpark. So the instant strike by Mookie Betts.
That sends up the birthday boy Andrew Benintendi, who turned 24 years old today. And a great smile for Mookie Betts, and now a 4-game hitting streak. And reaching 100 home runs before his 26th birthday. JD Martinez on deck. Red Sox grabbing a 1-0 lead.
Hamill right now on a 5-game losing streak, and that's You know, when you're getting those kind of streaks and the first batter you face, it's a home run, not a good feeling.
Benintendi down to 279 with 13 home runs. He's been fighting it, but there's a high deep drive, right center field. Merrifield all the way back to the wall, and he will make the catch. Benintendi sent that one for a ride very deep in a big ballpark.
Yeah, it looked like a little slider that time from Hamill that Benintendi put a good charge in. It was very high, but right back to the wall, and the catch made by Merrifield. Looked like it was going to be back-to-backers to start this game off. There's that little spinner that really didn't do very much, stayed out over the plate, and Benintendi thought maybe he had one.
Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital through the end of August. You can use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase 3 cooler beverages and receive 1,000 bonus points. JD Martinez, on the topic of home runs, has hit more home runs than any Red Sox player did all of last season. Already with 26 and 71 RBI.
And one in his career off Hamill.
Steve Pearce on deck. He gets the start at first base tonight. JD Martinez is putting together the kind of season that some are beginning to call the best free agent signing of all time, with what he has done so far for the Red Sox. At least into game number 89. 1-2. And 3 for 8 with a home run against this guy. Mookie Betts providing that quick strike he has done so often for the Red Sox and has been so meaningful. That's going to miss for a ball.
Well, that's a pretty good pitch right there. I think Hamill wanted that real bad, as it looked like the breaking ball might have been on the corner. Take a look at pitch number 4 and see where it finishes up. Very, very close.
Now full count. The Red Sox, when they score the first run in the ball game, are 39-4. Hamill comes in tied for the American League lead in losses with 10. Socked into left field. That'll drop down for a base hit. JD Martinez with a solid knock. And the first 3 Red Sox have all hit the ball hard.
Yeah, he is now 5 for his last 10 at bats. And you're right. Every ball that's been hit off Hamill has been hit hard. The home run, the one by Benintendi, and now this breaking ball. They just stayed with the breaking ball, a slider, against Martinez, and he ropes it into left field for the base hit.
That'll send up Pearce now, getting the nod at first. 293 with 4 home runs for the year. Steve came into Tuesday's game and went 2 for 4 with a double. He got his first RBI in a Red Sox uniform. It's a game that certainly Mitch Moreland would have played in tonight, would have started tonight, if not for the healing from the back spasms, which can be really nasty pain if you've ever had that. The 0-1. He lets it go low. Mitch in good frame of mind tonight. Rafael Devers took that awkward slide at home plate in Washington, jammed the shoulder, so he's resting as well. Big cut by Pearce as he knocks that one foul.
I asked Alex Cora about Devers. He says, well, he planned on giving him back-to-back days anyway. So yesterday they had the off day, tonight off, and it gives him another day to help that shoulder that, you know, probably could have played tonight, but wants to give him back-to-back days off.
One, two. He checked his swing, rolling on the left side, up with it. Moustakas, he'll gun off target, and he's safe. Took the first baseman Duda leaping off the bag. Down to second is Martinez, and the Red Sox have runners at first and second.
Yeah, for the most part, you know, they're a pretty good defensive ball club, as I mentioned, third in the league, but this throw just goes wild to first base, and Pierce is able to beat it out. I think that probably should go as an error, but we'll see how they score it.
They're going to rule it a base hit.
They're going to rule it a base hit, so Mustaka stays with 7 errors on the season.
So first and second for Xander Bogaerts, who sees this guy Hamill very, very well. He's 5 for 10 with a home run against the righty. So even those not hit hard wind up in the hit column for the Red Sox. Xander 276, 13 home runs. Red Sox trying to capitalize on that last play.
The reason I thought he was there in plenty of time, and of course Pierce does not run that well. A good throw would have had him at first base, and that's why I'm surprised they gave him a base hit on that.
I think Steve Pierce would tell you that he's grateful.
Very grateful.
With that official scoring decision. Red Sox with 3 hits in the first inning. Xander walloped a 3-run homer on Tuesday. His 6th home run of the season with men on base, with more than 1 man on base. It seems when he does hit them, they're typically 3-run homers. Knocked down by Salvador Perez. He's certainly one of the holdovers from their championship ball club 3 years ago, and remains an outstanding defensive catcher, one of the very best in baseball. But the way the Royals are right now, the state of the Kansas City Royals, it feels like a lot more than 3 years ago. In there for a strike, 2-2.
Well, he's throwing a ton of sliders here in the first inning to the Red Sox hitters. That last one was a bit of a hanger. Pretty good pitch for Bogaerts to swing at. He questioned it. He thought it was high. But high sliders go a long way.
Martinez at second, and Pierce on at first with 1 away and a run in on the Mookie Betts home run. And that'll miss for ball 3. Slider after slider.
Wow.
Last 2 starts, Hamill has been hit very hard. He's allowed 15 runs over the last 2 outings for himself, so he's been very hittable. And now a payoff pitch. Brock Holt on deck. And he walked him, and the bases are going to be all loaded up here in the first inning for Brock Holt.
Obviously, he does not want to throw fastballs to Red Sox hitters. He threw one to Mookie Betts. Betts lost it. Since that time, it's been breaking ball after breaking ball after breaking ball.
Well, now he's going to have to throw strikes because Brock Holt is up there with the bases all loaded up. Martinez at third, Pierce at second, Bogaerts at first. Mookie's still grinning after home run number 22. And trouble for Hamill right out of the chute. Brock 294 with the 1 home run. Red Sox last 13 games are averaging 6.4 runs per game, and they're hitting over 300. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That time no slider, curveball shown by Hamill to Brock Holt.
Martinez, Pierce, Bogaerts, and the 1-1. Got the corners, said Ryan Blakeney, and the count moves to 1-2.
That's a pitch that usually gets Brock Holt. You know, he gets that 2-seam fastball that starts inside and comes back to the corner, and he always seems to be jumping back away from that pitch.
Bases jammed, and a 1-2 to the number 6 hitter. And he fights that off foul. That crowded him. Came back with a slider. Red Sox were off yesterday after sweeping Washington that 3-game series. But they have earned 8 series sweeps. Red Sox have not been swept in a series of any length. Ripped into right field. That's down for a base hit. Martinez will score. Pierce is going to score right behind him. That's a 2-run hit for Brock Holt. RBIs 20 and 21. It's a 3-0 Red Sox lead. That did not take long.
And I got to tell you right now, Hamill's got nothing out there. He has got absolutely nothing. He tries the breaking ball again. Brock Holt right on top of it. Lines it into right field for the base hit. Drives in a couple of runs. I mean, the Red Sox can put this game away early here.
So it's another start where Chris Sale has yet to throw a pitch, but already has a decent lead. That was certainly the case against the Yankees. And the Red Sox ran roughshod over New York. Cal Eldred, their pitching coach, trying to figure out what he can say to Hamill. Runners at first and third. Brock Holt with another big hit. He's had any number of those this year. And still only 1 man out. Red Sox already with 4 hits and 3 runs in, and Eduardo Nunez is next. This is hard to believe. I mean, 5 and 25 are the Kansas City Royals in their last 30 games. You see what an awful time they've had scoring runs, and they have to face Chris Sale tonight, who now has a 3-0 lead that could expand here in a moment. Nunez 257, 6 home runs, and he pops that one up into short right. Into foul ground now, and a catch will be made by Mondesi with a runner. Bogarts holding at third base. That one drifted a bit, but Mondesi hauls it in for the second out.
Yeah, it's strange. The breeze is kind of blowing in a little bit tonight. You know, not strong, but it really took this ball for a long ride. He thought the first baseman was going to make the play on it, and then he realized that he had to hustle over and make the play himself. That's really Duda's ball, the first baseman.
2 gone.
It's the breeze we were talking about there. It's, you know, it's not overly strong, but what it is blowing into at home plate.
Well, certainly took that pop up quite a ways. Leon becomes the 8th Red Sox batter in the first inning. Red Sox very aggressive against this guy because he throws so many first pitch strikes. Likes to try and get ahead. He threw a first pitch strike to 25 or 30 batters against Detroit on May 5th. Nunez popped up on 1 pitch, but that's not unusual for him to go after the first pitch. Line drive again into right field. Another run is in. Xander Bogaerts will score. Sandy Leon makes it 4-0. His 17th RBI.
That looked like it might have been a changeup that time, but Sandy looked like he was out on his front foot a little bit, but able to keep his hands back. Yeah, it was a changeup, and not a bad pitch away from him, but he's able to stay back with the hands and hook the ball into right field for the base hit. So they've hit everything he's throwing up there. The fastball, now the changeup, the slider.
First inning has been a particular issue for Hamill. Jackie Bradley, the 9th man to swing in the first. What a start for the Red Sox. They head 4-0. Jackie 202, 6 home runs. He is 2 for 7 and does have a home run against Jason Hamill. Brock Holt at second, Sandy Leon at first, and a stop by Perez. Sox have been such a good road team. They're 31-17 on the road after the sweep in D.C. Now look who's on deck with a count 3-0. Mookie Betts, who launched a home run to start the ball game and could be moments away from batting for the second time in the first inning, this time with the bases loaded. 3-1. A 4-0 Red Sox lead. Hamill, by the way, has not won a game at home all season. He's 0-5 here at Kauffman Stadium. ERA north of 4. Brock Holt and Sandy Leon edge off their bases with 2 down. Good count for Jackie. And Hamill will step off. Four runs, 5 hits right away for the Sox. In there for a strike, 3-2.
That's a good pitch. You know, Jackie didn't like it, but that's one of those two-seam fastballs that stayed within the zone and certainly not too high. Pretty good job of presenting it also by Perez.
I like how you stay away from framing now.
Yeah, I prefer framing, but I'm trying to be, you know, cool.
Here's the 3-2 with runners going at first and second. Hard hit to first and fielded by Duda. And so Hamill will get out of the inning, but the Red Sox get 4 for Chris Sale in the very first inning. Tonight brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Whit Merrifield leads it off. Rosel Herrera is in right. Mike Moustakas at third. Salvador Perez doing the catching. Jorge Bonifacio in left. Hunter Dozier is the designated hitter with Lucas Duda at first base. Alcides Escobar at shortstop. And Adalberto Mondesi is at second base. And facing Chris Sale, he's 8-4 with a 2.41 ERA. And once again emerging as a serious Cy Young candidate. His run of dominance this last 5 starts has been breathtaking.
Second time he's faced the Royals this year, went 7 innings against them and beat them. The first time he faced them, giving up 1 earned run.
Merrifield right now probably their best ball player at 288, 5 home runs. He can play multiple positions. He played at South Carolina with Jackie Bradley. They were teammates on the Gamecocks on some great teams.
This team will swing. I mean, they'll swing the bat. They don't walk. They're tough to strike out. They just swing early, put the ball in play, and lately not good results have happened. Two 1 fouled away. That kind of proves your point right there. And
it's like in that one regard, it's like they're really good teams who always swung the bat. They always attacked. They didn't like to stand around and take ball four. The major difference is this team doesn't score at all.
Exactly. They've had this style for a number of years now.
Herrera on deck. And a full count on Merrifield, who could be a trade chip because he has been a very productive player for them this season. Here's the 3-2. And popped him up. Racing out is Brock Holt. He's calling off Jackie Bradley, and there for the grab, and one fast out.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They're fourth in the league with 43 errors in 88 games. Eduardo Nunez at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Brock Holt at second, and Steve Pearce the first baseman. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts, and San Leon doing the catching for Chris Sale.
Red Sox getting off to that quick start they so often do because of Mookie Betts with another home run. The Red Sox got 4 quick ones.
So Mookie checking his card out there against Herrera, make sure he knows he's in the right position where they have the defense set up to play him.
Herrera claimed off waivers from Cincinnati on June 2nd. So he is relatively brand new to Kansas City. Unlike the man on deck, Moustakas, and the man after him, Salvador Perez, who are on the World Series club. We talk about Chris Sale over the last 5 starts now. 54 strikeouts. He's allowed a total of 4 runs over that span. He dazzled the Yankees last weekend in that 11-0 win. 7 innings, 1 hit, 11 strikeouts. He walked only 1.
Ever since he made that adjustment, we've talked about that a number of times, in his wind-up position where he stands now with his right foot off to the side, it has been incredible, the difference in his velocity and his results.
He drops it in there for strike 3. The slider freezing Herrera for the first K in the book tonight.
Out goes to the outside corner. You quit on that pitch. It's one of those breaking balls that, looks like it's in a left-hander's batter's box. And just barely picked up the outside corner. That's a pitch Chris Sale will get all the time.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. Moustakas hitting .258. He's hit 16 homers. Now, he has a lot of experience against Sale, and he's done all right. .286.
Yeah, I would take .286 against Chris Sale any day.
Sure. And though it would appear that the Yankees are going to be in a trade market for pitching, there are some reports they might be interested in this guy, who's a third baseman, but in moving him across the diamond to first base. That's in the rumor mill, and that's been reported in recent days. Although he has rarely played first base in his career. 0-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. 1, 2, 3. Here's our key matchup presented by the great folks at Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. Always here to get you there. Mookie Betts against Kansas City. 26 games. This is updated now. 9 homers in 26 games and hitting over 380. So he sees red when he sees royal blue. And he did it again first inning here tonight, launching a home run to get the Red Sox underway. Pops this one a mile into right, and Herrera, the right fielder, will approach this and make the play. One away. Benintendi will climb in next. Red Sox up 1 game on the Yankees, who tonight are beginning an 11-game road trip in Toronto, which will take them to the All-Star break, and they'll do it without super rookie Gleyber Torres, who's on the DL with a hip injury. Benintendi 0 for 1, fly deep to right center field first time up. He took Merrifield all the way to the wall. Looking to celebrate the 24th birthday in style here tonight. JD Martinez on deck. He singled his first trip. Red Sox really jumped on Hamill. That breaking ball didn't snap much. 2-1.
Now, one thing I'd say, it's nice to be down back at field level almost, where you can really see the players. In Washington, we were a little bit high. We had a wonderful stay in Washington, but we can see the players here.
Yeah, the players were a rumor in D.C. Lofted down the line, slicing. Bonifacio will watch that drop in. And a base hit for Benintendi with 1 down.
Love it when Benintendi goes the opposite field like that. You know, and he gets, I don't know, looked like a 2-seam fastball that time that's running away from him instead of rolling over and hitting a ground ball at second base. Just slices one to the opposite field for the base hit. Bonifacio was playing very deep. When he left the bat, like it almost looked like somebody might have had a chance to catch that, but yeah, he was very deep.
Benintendi was in a 7 for 43. See if that gets him rolling again. Martinez has done nothing but roll. A base hit and a run in the first inning. Red Sox scored 4 times. Driven to right field. That's deep. Herrera racing back. He's looking up. That ball's out of here. JD Martinez, number 27, to the opposite field naturally. 6-0 Boston. He's already driven in 73 runs.
Now this is kind of a classic JD Martinez swing and home run, where he takes the first time up he pulled the ball, it was a breaking ball. This time he gets the fastball, the inside out swing, and certainly deep enough for the home run. Such a good hitter.
And such a powerful hitter. 401 feet on homer number 27. There's a shot out to right center field off the bat of Pierce. Long run from Merrifield. He's not going to get that. Out of the warning track up against the fence. Pierce into second base. You said it in the first inning, Jerry. Jason Hamill.
He's got nothing.
Has nothing.
He has absolutely zero to get you out. He's got a little sinking fastball, a slider that hasn't been very good at all, a couple of curveballs and a couple of changeups, and none of them are quality pitches. That's a 2-seam fastball right there that Pierce goes the other way with. I mean, right down the heart of the plate, and takes it to in the gap in right center field.
And they're going to get their bullpen started right now with 1 out in the second inning, trailing 6-0. Xander Bogaerts walked and scored in the first inning. He's got Pierce at second. This season that JD Martinez is putting together is just incredible. Right now, he leads the major leagues in RBI by 10. 10 more than anybody else. On July 6th. leading the majors in total bases. He just added to that. And he's 2 for 2 tonight with a 2-run homer. An incredible season. Oh, by the way, now he has 106 hits. He is 4th in all of baseball in hits, which is so unusual for a slugger. Here comes the 0-2. So right-hander warming up in the bullpen for Kansas City. Bert Smith is throwing. And the Red Sox keep on swinging. 6 runs, 8 hits already. 2 home runs and a Benintendi fly that had a chance to get out in the first inning. So it could be 3 home runs. That one's socked high and deep to left. Watch this baby fly. That one's gone. Ripped by Xander Bogaerts. That's a 2-run shot. His 14th. RBIs 48 and 49. The Red Sox are routing the Royals here in the second inning.
There was another tired slider. I mean, this is pathetic. It really is. I mean, it's great for the Red Sox, don't get me wrong. But if you're sitting on a, I mean, look at this thing. It just rolls up to the plate. There's like no break on it, just a spin. And Bogaerts crushes it. I think the Red Sox enjoyed their day off.
A little bit.
Wow.
Got some good ribs here in Kansas City. 413 feet, the tail of the tape on that home run. Red Sox have already hit 3 home runs. Eldred is out there for the second time in the ball game, trying to buy some time for Birch. And you know, your point is well taken. You make bad pitches to a terrific lineup. This is what happens.
You're going to get crushed. You know, you're going to absolutely get crushed. And I can't count one pitch that was a good pitch that he's made. And give the Red Sox credit. I mean, they're jumping all over that stuff.
Well, they've done it all year.
Yep.
Maybe not to the tune of 8-0 in the second inning, but they've done this against bad pitching all season long. Here's Brock Holt now, 2-run single his first time up. And for one of the few times here in the first 2 innings, we can say the bases are empty. 8-0. And the 0-1. And a breaking ball for a strike. Nunez on deck. He's playing third base tonight. Two-strike pitch. That's hit hard. On one bounce, Mondesi will backhand it. Even the outs have been noisy.
Sunday at 1, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC Wake and Steve will preview the Royals series finale. And there comes the music, and there it is, Sunday. Don't miss it. Brought to you by Joseph Abboud. I jumped the gun a little bit on the music.
It was very dramatic. Very dramatic. Nunez has popped up. He's 0 for 1. Now the Red Sox are turning this one into a rout early with Chris Sale pitching. Somewhat similar to at least the early score and the early runs, what they did against the Yankees. But this is profound right out of the gate against Hamill. Eight runs, 9 hits, and Hamill is not out of the second inning. Sandy Leon on deck. He's got an RBI hit. Rather amazing to think that Eduardo Nunez and Jackie Bradley are the two Red Sox who don't have a hit yet, and it's only the second inning.
Yeah, they got plenty of time.
2-2. He'll take ball 3. Leone would be next. If he walks him, you wonder if Yost will be out to get this guy. Payout pitch. It'll pop up on the infield. Escobar backing into the outfield to get it. That'll retire the side, but the Red Sox double it up. They score 4 more to lead 8-0. A's Ticket is Boston's trusted source for tickets to all Sox games and concerts at Fenway. The prices and service are better than you can imagine. Go to aceticket.com right now. Red Sox with an 8-0 lead here in the bottom half of the second inning, and Chris Sale firing away to Perez, Bonifacio, and Dozier, scheduled batters. Sale striking out 2 and getting a pop-up in the first inning. Made quick work of Kansas City as he bids for his 9th win of the season. The 0-2 tap foul. Been a tough season for Salvador Perez, the outstanding catcher for Kansas City, hitting .214, 11 home runs. He's driven in 33. He's not done a lot of losing in his career here in Kansas City. He broke in with the Royals just as they were starting to turn the corner and become a winner. He was with them through 2 World Series and 1 championship. This is a different story. This ball club is going to lose the way that they're playing right now, well over 100 games if this continues. Record of 25-61. They are 36 games below 500 for the first time since the end of 06 when they did lose 100 games. And he struck him out. That's 3 in a row for Sale.
All 3 strikeouts for Sale coming on the slider. Herrera, Moustakas, and now Perez to start off the second inning, all on the breaking ball.
Every time a Red Sox pitcher strikes out a Royal, Lexus will donate $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Sale came in leading the American League in strikeouts. He's at it again with 3 more tonight. They'll send up Jorge Bonifacio to left fielder. Flies that one into left center field toward the alley. Long run for Jackie Bradley. Can't reach it. It's up against the wall. Into second base. Bonifacio now is going to take the turn. Here comes the throw into third. They're not going to get him. So a runner down to third base with one down for the Royals. That'll be a double and an error on Jackie Bradley, who had trouble with it out there on the warning track.
Yeah, Sale comes in with that first pitch right there, and you know they're going to be swinging early. And Bonifacio drives it pretty well right in that gap in left center field. Let's see what happens to Jackie out here. It gets by him. Just dropped out of the glove. That's why he gets the error, allowing the man to go to third base.
So a runner down to third for Dozier.
Jackie also going to the card now to look at the next hitter coming to the plate, Dozier.
Big DH, hitting .223, 4 home runs. Former first-round draft choice. He's 6'4". One down and the 1-0. Kansas City last in the American League in runs scored. They've been outscored by 167 runs coming into play tonight. You do have their first hit this evening. High and tight, 3-1.
That fastball at 97 miles an hour from Sale.
Lucas Duda on deck. And the 3-1 home. And he will walk him. So that'll put him on at first and third.
Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we'll have a full recap of tonight's Sox game, plus highlights from New York Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays game. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Duda, a .245 hitter. He's hit 6 home runs. Never hit particularly well against the Red Sox. 148 lifetime. So it's Bonifacio at third and Dozier on at first. With one down and a strike. Chris Sale's last 3 starts in particular, he's been close to unhittable. 21 innings, 35 strikeouts, 8 hits, and just 1 walk over that period. After tonight, he would get 1 more start before the All-Star break, and that would be on the 11th. All-Star game is on the 17th. That would set him up very nicely if he's chosen to start the All-Star game. Pounded in there at 100.
Yeah, I get no chance at that pitch. 100 miles an hour on the outside corner. What are you going to do with that? Just admire it.
Looking for the K, the 1-2. Again 100, but outside this time. Even up on Duda. Alcides Escobar on deck. He's one guy in their lineup who can say he's had success against Chris Sale. And down goes Duda. The slider again for the 4th K in the book for Chris Sale.
Yeah, all 4 on the slider, and you know, you threw him that 100, a couple of hundreds, then he goes back to the breaking ball, and I mean, you know, you're trying to put yourself in the hitter's shoes, and how do you deal with this stuff? I mean, 100 on the outside corner, 100 on the outside corner, then you come back with a breaking ball. I mean, it's unfair.
Escobar for the year hitting just 193, but against Chris Sale, A lot of at bats. And a .333 lifetime average. We'll take ball one. Two on and two out. 8-0 Sox here in the second. Sale, the American League strikeout leader, averaging nearly 13 strikeouts per 9. He's falling behind here on Escobar. See, that's 77 plate appearances. Not many walks, but does have 24 hits against Sale. 2-1.
That's a changeup that time at 89.
Just to give the hitter something else to think about.
Yeah, you know, Escobar kind of turning around, and he thought it might have been a fastball coming in his direction.
For some guys, it is. 89 miles an hour. Fouled away. He got a piece of that. And that evens the count at 2-2. That came in at 98. So it's Bonifacio at third, Dozier at first. Sale trying to make it 3 Ks in the inning and keep Kansas City off the scoreboard.
One of the slider.
3-2. He's walked one man in the inning. Passed on Dozier. Mondesi on deck. Sale trying to get out of a little bit of a jam here in the second inning with the strikeout pitch. And wrapped into left field for a base hit. That'll chase in Bonifacio to score the first run for Kansas City. And Escobar continues to be a bit of the thorn in the side of Chris Sale.
That worked him into a fastball count. He got the fastball, and he just rifled it to left field for the base hit to drive in a run. So he picks up his 19th RBI of the season, and the Royals get on the board. I'll tell you what'll tick off Sale more than anything else in this inning, the walk to Dozier.
Yeah, 223 hitter. Well, to walk anybody. Here's Mondesi now. Another free swinger, so he fits in very well, hitting 214. And the son of the former Los Angeles Dodgers star Raul Mondesi. In fact, that's this Mondesi's first name too, but this year he's using his middle name, Adalberto. And the 0-1. And he wraps a foul. Now, like his father, Adalberto can really run. He's 20 years old. And they believe that when he becomes an everyday major leaguer, he's not quite there yet, that he is going to be one of the faster guys in the American League.
And they say he's got tremendous range and hands around second base.
At 20 years old, he was on the Royals World Series roster a few years ago. They give him speed off the bench. So 2 strikes on him. Runners at first and second. Sale with the 0-2. Line foul. Royals have never lost more than 100 games in a season, although this team is on a pace to blow right by that, set a new club record. Here's the 2-strike pitch again from the left-hander. He had a very quick first inning. This has been a little bit more work tonight here in the second. Double by Bonifacio and a walk to Dozier. Base hit by Escobar. Made him work harder. Looking for that put away pitch. And there it is. Went back to number one, 98 miles an hour, 1 run in. The current Red Sox road trip. This is coming into tonight 4-2, averaging 5 runs a game. The team ERA on the trip 5.64. Red Sox with difficulty in New York City, but not much since then, that's for sure. Bert Smith coming into the ball game with a high ERA over 6. He takes over for Hamill, who lasted only 2 innings. Red Sox once again pounding him as they did at Fenway in April. 8 runs. 9 hits. They got 8 runs against him in Boston as well in 4 2/3. Sandy Leon part of that damage, an RBI single in the first inning. Then Jackie Bradley, and then Mookie Betts will bat for the 3rd time. Red Sox in the lead 8-1. Game 2 of the series coming up tomorrow night. That'll be on Fox. David Price against Brad Keller has really been their best pitcher. Rick Porcello will go on Sunday on Nesson at 2:15 to 2-2. Jackie Bradley will be next. Left it up top now, 3-2. So full count on Sandy Leon, looking for his 2nd hit tonight. Trying to go up the middle there, scoop by Mondesi. Talk about his range, which has been impressive. 1 man gone.
Now that was a very nice play right there, going to his right, and the very quick release to first base to get the out. I mean, from glove to hand, the throwing hand, that was quick. Throws a strike to Duda to get the out on Sandy Leon.
One away for Jackie Bradley. Jackie's 0 for 1. He is grounded out to first. You know, we talk about Rick Porcello going on Sunday. He'll be pitching for his 11th win. David Price can go for his 10th tomorrow. So by the end of the weekend, Red Sox could have 3 guys with 10 wins. And I realize wins are not spoken about the way they used to. A lot of people don't put much value on pitcher victories anymore, individual starter victories. I realize that, but try telling that to the guys who have the wins.
Oh, exactly. I'm still for them. I mean, it means the guy's pitching well for a while, you know, until the bullpen comes in there, and then we see what happens from there. But I put value in wins, obviously.
I get the conversation this day and age. The way bullpens are used, and most pitchers today rarely go 7 innings. 0-2. On deck, Mookie Betts. Mookie's already crushed a home run tonight. So has JD Martinez and Xander Bogaerts. Cut on and miss. That one ate him up. On the curveball, it'll be thrown out. Strikeout completed at first base. 2 away. Let's get on to Garrett.
Hi, Obi. Well, just a few quick injury updates. Dustin Pedroia is back in Boston after spending the week with a doctor in New York. He's made some adjustments to his workouts, and he feels like it was beneficial to be with the doctor for a week as well as the training staff. And Alex Cora said they'll meet up with him on Monday. And Stephen Wright is back with the team after receiving a PRP injection in his knee. He's still participating in baseball activities, although he's not 100%. And guys, it's unlikely that he'll be back before the All-Star break. Drew Pomeranz will pitch for Pawtucket tomorrow. Cora said he needs to work on his mechanics. And guys, as you mentioned, Mitch Moreland's back, is feeling better, and they expect he'll be back in the lineup tomorrow night.
All right, Karen, thank you for the update. Appreciate that. So a lot of that's good news for Brian Johnson.
Dr. Guerin.
Dr. 0-1 pitch. I had no idea she had a degree in medicine. But Brian Johnson getting an opportunity to continue to pitch in that rotation. With word that for Pomeranz it may be as many as 3-4 more starts. Who knows at the minor league level.
You know what a PRP shot is?
I believe that's plasma, isn't it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's plasma.
I've had a lot of shots in my life, but I've never had a PRP.
You have had a lot of shots. We do wish you'd cut it out. A high fly into right field, and Herrera will camp under this. And the Red Sox are actually going to go 1-2-3 after 2 big innings, 8-1. Well, Chris Sale back at it. And taking on the top of the order now in Merrifield, Herrera, and Moustakas. Red Sox head 8-1. They have out hit them 9-2. Merrifield 0 for 1. He's popped up to second. So that makes him 5 for 23 lifetime against Chris Sale. And for the Red Sox 4th of July themed trip from DC to Kansas City, Chris Sale went with shorts and striped suspenders and a bow tie and no shirt, along with a star-spangled hat with blinking lights on it. And I think he took first prize. In fact, I think he walked away with first prize. Try to hold up to the offer. He did. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. Merrifield in the K column.
And took first prize right there again with that breaking ball down around the ankles of Merrifield. Could not check his swing. That ball is impossible to hit and almost impossible to hold up on once you commit.
So that'll send up Herrera, who whiffed in the first inning. So Sale already with 6 strikeouts tonight. Chris Sale, on second thought, Chris Sale's patriotism may be unmatched. I would have to say that's true, having seen that in person, that outfit. And there were a lot of good ones, or interesting ones. The Red Sox really did this up and really enjoyed it.
You know, it was a type of day where you come off a sweep from Washington. You're desperately looking forward to the day off. It was really kind of a fun flight for everybody, and knowing they had the next day off too to relax.
Yep.
Maybe play a little golf if you wanted to do that. Whatever you wanted to do on the off day, because they haven't had one in quite some time. And,
yeah.
You know, you could tell that coming off that sweep, it was just a real relaxed feeling coming into this weekend series.
Some of the guys brought their families in. They brought their spouses in or girlfriends. That's in there. He got them looking. Herrera fans for the second time.
Now all of his strikeouts, with the exception of one, have now been on the breaking ball. There's a team shot of just prior to takeoff.
That was a red, white, and blue journey of about 2 hours and 12 minutes. Sale roaring out of the gate here in the third inning. Back-to-back strikeouts, trying to make it 3 in a row, and he gets in front of Moustakas, who he struck out in the first. Red Sox 8, Kansas City 1. Moustakas, one of the real power threads for the Royals. He's hit 16 home runs. And he popped him up, playable. Nunez drifting across the foul line. He's under. 1-2-3 for Chris Sale with 2 more Ks here in the third inning. Presented by LL Bean from the ballpark to your local park. The outside always better together. LL Bean, be an outsider. One of our favorite ballparks, actually. Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City. Benintendi to lead things off here in the fourth inning. Red Sox with a big lead, 8-1. You and I have talked about, the years where you were playing and the Royals had such good ball clubs.
Great ball clubs, yes.
They were really tailor-made for this ballpark. Socked through for a base hit. Benintendi is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles tonight.
Yeah, good sign for Benintendi. 4 for 22 coming into the game. Now 2 for 3 with a couple of singles in this game now. But this was a very difficult place to come and play. They had great teams. They had great speed. It was artificial surface at that time, and it was just a very, very difficult place to grab a win.
Great ball clubs led by the Hall of Famer George Brett. Here's J.D. Martinez now, single and a 2-run homer already tonight. He scored 2 times. Bat goes flying right into the netting and then inside the Red Sox dugout. Didn't happen very often to J.D., but he launched that one. Runner at first base, nobody out. Red Sox leading at 8-1. Another look.
And here's a case where the screen that they put up there behind the dugouts really helped. That kept maybe a fan from getting hurt.
J.D. Martinez, 27 homers. #1 in the major leagues. 73 runs batted in. Easily #1 in the majors by about 10 over anybody else. But he's also hitting .331. Now Mookie Betts came into the ball game as the #1 hitter in Major League Baseball at .338. He's 1 for 3 with a home run tonight. And the 0-2 pitch from Birch Smith to right field again, driving back Herrera to the warning track. He is there to make the play, made a fine running catch. Benintendi retreats to first base, but again hit well by Martinez.
Yeah, very solid contact again, but Herrera able to cover the tracks and make the play.
Time for our Dunkin' Donuts poll now. Should all Major League Baseball stadiums use real grass? This used to be artificial surface, and they went to grass. Text 1 for yes, 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote.
Well, my answer to that would be obviously yes, but there are some you can't, and the domes that don't open. Now, some of these new ballparks have domes that you can open and close, and they can have the real grass because they open them up during the day. That gets the grass growing and all that stuff. But other ballparks, you can't do that. But I say yes, and I got to tell you, I loved hitting on artificial surface because I was a ground ball hitter. I loved it, but I do believe every field should be grass.
You and Pete Rose. How about all the hits that Pete Rose had in his career?
He had quite a few
on artificial turf. And a lot of hits everywhere, over 4,000, but on artificial turf there in Cincinnati and then later in Philadelphia. Pierce has had another good night with an infield hit and a gap double, and he has scored twice. And intending the base runner, and a good cut there. 2-2. Steve has fit in really well with this ball club.
Yeah, this was a good pickup. It really was. Veteran guy. Swing the bat a little bit. Play first base.
He also had 11 career games against Kansas City, and he's hitting .375 against them. So the timing was good. bring him on board from Toronto. Red Sox already have 10 hits in the contest. And it's only the top of the 4th inning. Popped up this time on the infield. Escobar and Moustakas there, and the shortstop Escobar has that for the 2nd out. Let's toss it down to Garrett Austin.
OB, Steve Pearce was acquired a week ago, and it was a little bit of a whirlwind for him. Less than 24 hours after he was traded from the Blue Jays, he was in the Red Sox clubhouse. But like you guys said, he's been a great fit, and he instantly gave this team a lift. Alex Cora said he's prepared, he's a professional, he gives them flexibility, and he gives them depth. I was talking with Pearce, and he said this clubhouse is so lax, and he's really enjoying getting to know the guys. It's been a really easy transition. And guys, I think as you mentioned before, he was actually from the same hometown as Chris Sale. He said he's really just, that's such a great connection to have, and he's really enjoyed getting to talk with him, and he's really glad that he doesn't have to face him anymore.
Yeah, a lot of guys have that same thought, don't they?
Yeah, there's a few guys I would have liked to have played with and not against.
We hear that a lot. Heard that from Mitch Moreland the other day after the dazzling start that Chris had against the Yankees. He said, oh yeah, it's nice from my point of view. I don't have to face him ever again, hopefully. And now to get her on the Red Sox, and a breaking ball is hammered on one hop. Escobar will stab it. He'll skip it and get him at first base to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Franks for Sox fans. Pick up KM Fenway Franks at your grocer today. KM, together we grill. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garrett Austin with you from Kansas City. Chris Sale dealing again. 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. Red Sox had 8-1. He has been really well supported lately. After many starts where that was not the case, but now it's an embarrassment of riches for the left-hander. Salvador Perez asking a home plate umpire Blakeney if it was over the plate. He's in the hole 0-2. Sale struck him out in the 2nd inning. The lefty has allowed 2 hits. And that's strike 3. 97 right around the corner to catch him looking.
You know, I couldn't figure out, you know, prior to the game today how many strikeouts Chris Sale was going to end up with, because this team swings so early in the count. They don't, you know, they just don't strike out very much, but he's piling them up even against the Kansas City Royals, who generally aren't up there for more than 3 seconds.
Number 8. Bonifacio, one of the few guys who's hit the ball pretty hard against him tonight. A double and a run in the second inning. That got all the way to the fence in left center. This one on the infield. Bogarts to charge. Had a little trouble getting it over to first base and not in time. So Bonifacio is going to be safe. That one seemed to stick in the glove.
Yeah, a little double clutch right there by Bogarts. He went and reached in for it, couldn't get a good handle on it, then went back again. And then by that time, it's going to be late at first base. There's the first attempt. You can see it bobbling around. And it's going to be too late by the time he gets to the first base. I think it should be a hit.
Will be. Infield single for Bonifacio to send up Hunter Dozier, the only man to walk tonight. That came in the second. So 1 out, 1 on for Sale. Chris just named the American League Pitcher of the Month in June, putting up a 176 earned run average. A strike to make it 1-1.
We had the famous hot dog race here between innings, a condiment race. There are 4 of them. And Relish ran away with it. But I'm very concerned about Mustard. Mustard needed some assistance coming off the field.
Yeah, that looked ugly. Took a spill, Mustard spill, at the very beginning of the race. Wave and a miss by Dozier.
I give him credit for finishing the race, but he needs. If we get any report at all on,
we'll pass that along. Yeah.
On Mustard, we'll be sure to pass it along
as soon as we can.
There he goes. There's Mustard now. Watch Mustard. Oh, it just goes down. Looked like a hammy or something. Relish was dead serious all the way.
Oh man, he was all business. Swing and a miss, and Dozier fans. That's number 9 for Chris Sale here in the 4th inning.
Yep, Sale back to the fastball. It looks like here, yes, the fastball, a high fastball to pick up the strikeout. And again, you know, he's up there touching these high digits, 98 miles an hour. It's like the temperature here in Kansas City.
You know, we bet copious amounts of cash on these races here in the booth and in the truck together.
That's not allowed, Dave. That's not allowed.
Well, that's not allowed?
No.
We just sit back and enjoy the race just like you do. But I was really disappointed in Ketchup's effort there. I thought Ketchup was just happy to be there.
Yeah, he's settled for second place.
Settled is right. Maybe an investigation. Bonifacio, the base runner, with 2 down. Again, Sale with 9 Ks in the book. Often the pattern with Chris is to pile those up early when they don't want to get behind and they are swinging. But this Kansas City club swings at virtually everything. So this may continue for him to a big number tonight. 1-1 to Duda. Slap foul. Red Sox broke out of the gate really hard and fast with 4 runs in the first inning. It started with a Mookie Betts home run, and everybody else took it from there. He set the trend tonight. Red Sox got 4 more in the second inning. Xander Bogaerts with a blast. JD Martinez with a home run. Sox have a sizable lead.
A running conversation going on between Wolf, the second base umpire, and Xander Bogaerts, isn't there? A lot of that goes on between players and umpires. It's not a bad idea, too. You know, get on the good side of a guy that's working home plate in the 3rd game of the series.
Two down and a man on. Sale eyeing his 10th K. Try to hold up. That's a swing and a miss. There's number 10. 10 strikeouts through 4 innings for the lefty. Now, for every Red Sox hit in July, EchoStore Technologies donates $50 to the Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress, ensuring that people with Down syndrome are valued. EchoStore Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Red Sox ahead 8-1, moving on to the 5th inning, game 1 in Kansas City. Chris Sale has been terrific again. And the Red Sox have done a whole lot of this, hitting it right on the button, and that's hit number 2 for Brock Holt tonight. This one leads off the 5th, and the Red Sox already have 11 hits.
We kind of talked the other day about the combination of Holt and Nunez, at second base, and both guys have really been doing a real good job. Defensively, offensively, tonight Nunez, of course, at third base, giving Devers a rest.
Eduardo has popped up twice tonight. He's 0 for 2. 8 runs, 11 hits, 3 home runs for Boston. And a soft one cut on and missed, 74-mile-an-hour curveball. Eduardo in the last 2 games before tonight had gone 4 for 8 with a double, a homer, and 3 RBI. A lot of Red Sox are swinging the bat at the same time. And the count 0-2. Sandy Leon on deck. That's still true. The only 2 Red Sox without a hit so far tonight are Eduardo Nunez and Jackie Bradley. Trying to get into the hit column here against Birch Smith. And a 1-2. Little bounding ball foul. David Price tomorrow night at 7:15. Rick Porcello going on Sunday afternoon. The only downer on Porcello is that he's not going to be allowed to swing the bat. After one of the most dramatic moments of the season, his bases clearing double. Knocked foul, very sharp down the right field line. Here's the 1-2. Chopper to the right side. Mondesi feeding Escobar, got 1, and they'll turn to double play. 4-6-3, 2 gone for the Sox in the 5th.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC, Wake, and Steve will break down key plays of the game. You'll hear from Chris Sale and Alex Cora, who but WB Mason celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
So here comes Sandy Leon, an RBI single in the 1st inning when the Red Sox got 4 on 5 hits against Jason Hamill. He would be done after 2 innings and 8 runs. Stay tuned after the 3rd out of this half inning for the Mid-Fifth Studio Show with Mark James. What was the one line about the condiment race somebody tweeted you?
I have to check that, but it was pretty good.
It was not bad. That one socked into right. Herrera backing up, and he's at the track and will make the catch. So the Red Sox send only 3 men to bat. Time to turn it over to Mark James now for the Mid-Fifth Studio Show. Chris Sale has already struck out 10 Royals. He allowed 1 run in the second inning. So far 3 hits against the southpaw.
Sunday at 1:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live by DCU. TC, Wake, and Steve will preview the matchup between Rick Porcello and Jacob Judas. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Did you find that tweet?
Yes, I did. It said the guy behind Relish couldn't catch up.
I think that's adorable, isn't it?
And that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is not. That's. I wish we had thought of that. Escobar to lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Base hit for him to drive in their only run.
Jerry, we've been hearing from a lot of concerned viewers about Mustard, and we have heard from the Royals PR, and they think that sorry.
Yeah,
Mustard.
I knew you couldn't hold it together.
I was trying. Mustard could be out for at least a week. Ketchup is concerned, but they said this is a situation where the next condiment will need to step up.
Here's the 1-1.
Garen, do you think there'll be rehab appearances before he's able to get back into a hot dog race? Oh, he goes down. Oh,
He seemed okay there.
I think rehab appearances will be necessary, and hopefully we'll know more after tonight's game.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sure. Dr. Garen, signing out.
Thanks so much.
I'll tell you, the worst one I ever saw. We're going to watch Sale here.
2-2. Little ground ball. Holt will charge in on this. Up and over. I do want to hear this, though. The worst one you ever saw.
Just got a text from Tom Karen saying, we'll relish this for years.
There we go.
There we go.
They keep on coming.
But the worst one I ever saw was at the minor league level where they had a bat. And they had a guy spinning around the bat until he's completely dizzy and then had to try to find like a finish line. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah.
This poor guy was so dizzy, he was like, he couldn't, he's going all different ways. He fell down. I thought it was dangerous, to be quite honest with you.
Sure it is, yeah.
Some of the stuff they do is like crazy.
Fly ball. Mookie Betts back on this. Routine play for Mookie. 2 up and 2 down as Mondesi is retired. I thought for sure you were going to say, without question, there was some form of projectile vomiting after that. When you spin around.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, but it was a very dangerous stunt.
Yes, it is very dangerous. We do not advise that at home. Merrifield has popped up and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Sale struck out 2 men in the first inning. He struck out 3 in the second, 2 more in the third. That's going to be a fair ball down the line. Merrifield rounding on his way to second base. Benintendi gets to it on the warning track. And Whit Merrifield has a 2-base hit. He is 1 for 3 tonight.
And now an 8-game hitting streak for Merrifield. Right down the third base line. Topspin ground ball. I don't think he thought it was going to stay fair. He didn't run right out of the box, but then he had plenty of time, obviously, to get to second base and get in scoring position right over the bag.
So they have their 4th hit off of Chris Sale. That'll bring up Herrera, who has struck out 2 times. Red Sox with a big 8-1 lead in the 5th. Chris Sale trying to pick up his 9th win. He's 8-4. Left-hander in complete command again, but a 2-base hit from Merrifield. He held up his swing. 1-1. Red Sox have been scoring for Chris as of late. 2-1. Won his last one 11-0. Start before that he got 5 runs against Seattle. And 8 tonight. Two one, little ground ball to third base. Nunez will fire across the diamond, and he will get him for the third out of the inning. So nothing comes of the double. One man stranded. Our custom designs by Joseph Abboud are made in America using only the finest Italian fabrics. Now available at Men's Warehouse. Text NESN1 to 66960 and receive $100 off your next Joseph Abboud custom suit purchase at Men's Warehouse. Sixth inning, Red Sox ahead 8-1 in Kansas City in the first of a 3-game series. Jackie Bradley hitless tonight. He has grounded out and struck out. Toronto with a 5-2 lead on the Yankees there in the top of the 8th inning. That's at Rogers Center. Mookie Betts on deck, and then Andrew Benintendi. Benintendi has 2 hits. JD Martinez has 2. So does Steve Pearce. Brock Holt. Bradley trying to get into that hit column. 1-2, and struck him out swinging. One away. Time of the carrying the freight moment, brought to you by Old Dominion.
Well, lead off first pitch of the game. Mookie Betts gets a fastball inside, a little bit high, and takes it out of the ballpark for his 22nd home run of the season. The Red Sox are at had 3 more in that inning, 4 in the next, and had the 8-1 lead.
Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. So Mookie, since the home run, has twice flied out to right field.
Tell you, Smith's done actually a pretty good job since being in there, hasn't he? Shut down the Red Sox. They haven't scored since he's been in the game.
Much tougher to hit than the man who started the game. Fly ball center field, backing up Merrifield. Room though, and he's got it to the warning track. 2 down. Now Andrew Benintendi will try for his 3rd hit tonight. Benintendi did not start Wednesday in the victory, but he did draw a walk in the 9th inning as a pinch hitter. Red Sox had yesterday off and right back in there tonight. And starting to swing it again. Red Sox attempting to move to 31 games over 500. They can do that with a win tonight. It would be the first club to get to 60 wins on the year. Red Sox will have a homestand right before the All-Star break. It'll be 7 games against Texas and Toronto. And the All-Star break is July 16, 17, and 18. And several of these guys are going to be headed to Washington, D.C. to play in the All-Star game. It's in there for strike 3. And that's quick. The Red Sox go in order. This summer, Dunkin's got ice cream inspired iced coffee, the flavors you love. Pistachio, cookie dough, and butter pecan. Stop by and grab yours. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. It's a limited time offer. Bottom of the 6th, the Red Sox head 8-1. Chris Sale's already gotten to 10 Ks tonight. So hitting double figures yet again. And in this inning, he'll get Moustakas, Perez, and Bonifacio. So that's 4 consecutive games of at least 10 strikeouts for Sale. And now 5 times in the last 6 games. And the one time he missed in there was 9 strikeouts against Baltimore. And he came out of that game after 6 innings. So it's going to be popped up. Sale moving over along with Nunez and the catcher Leon. Chris Sale will make the play. The left-hander with a huge smile on his face, and his teammates appreciating the effort.
I'll tell you what, that was not easy to see too, because we're in twilight and it becomes very difficult to see a pop-up. Now Sale's got it, he's got to track the whole way. Look at Nunez is looking to the pitcher and Leon's called off by Sale. And he is having some fun, isn't he?
Having some fun with David Price there.
I mean, that was going to be a battle for Leon.
In all seriousness, he is one of the better fielding pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
And
he attacked that.
He did. And it's probably about time he wins a Gold Glove. Salvador Perez has struck out on 2 occasions, so he's 0 for 2. Line down the right field line, headed into the corner. That's going to be a foul ball off the bat of Salvador Perez. Kind of the way his season has been going. He started the night hitting .214. They've been talking about Salvador, who's a very, very upbeat guy. Brian Flynn getting going in their bullpen. He's always up. He's always chatty, incredibly friendly guy. But his mood is a little bit different this year, given the fact the Kansas City Royals are having such a horrible season. When they were playing great, he's a guy, again, who's used to a lot of winning. When they were playing great, he was a guy you could always see with a huge smile on his face, but it has been tough to grin under these conditions.
I can tell you,
25 and 61.
Yeah, when you're playing under these conditions, baseball is not fun. It is not fun to come to the ballpark when you won, what, 5 games in June?
Yes.
That's not fun.
Line toward the alley. Jackie Bradley moving over. It's going to drop in for a base hit, so he's 1 for 3 tonight. Time now for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's Tom Caron. TC, thank you very much. It's a major story with the Yankees because it's not just the Red Sox who have knocked around Sonny Gray.
No, he's having his big time problems.
All that talk about New York getting into the trade market for a pitcher, that's going to intensify. Here's Bonifacio now. He has doubled and singled. 2 for 2 tonight. 2 of their 5 hits. Sox up by 7. Back in 2015, the Royals won their first World Series in 30 years. And this town could think and talk about nothing else but the Royals. It was a lot of fun to come in here and cover Kansas City back then. They went to back-to-back World Series. And they really won back the fan base after so many years of not qualifying in October.
And they have a very large fan base here.
Since then, they've gone 81 and 81, 80 and 82, and now they've kind of fallen off the planet. 36 under 500. So the rebuilding begins for the Royals. In there and caught him looking. 99 on the radar gun to Fan Bonifacio. Sale gets him for the first time tonight.
Yeah, he had a couple of hits off Sale, a double and then a single, but that time Sale gets him with the fastball. Leon wanted that ball away. It cuts the plate to the inside part of the plate. Leon does a nice job presenting it, and you have the strikeout from Chris Sale.
Boy, what an apt description that is. Cuts the plate.
It did. It actually cut the plate. It was from the outside to the inside corner.
Here's Dozier now, a walk and a whiff tonight. 11 in the book for Sale. Runner at first, 2 down. Sox will have J.D. Martinez, Steve Pearce, Xander Bogaerts due up when we go to the 7th inning.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I can't believe the difference in his fastball since he made that adjustment. Now this is working out of the stretch, so this is basically what he was doing all the time. But I mean, he was 93 at the beginning of the season. 93.
Now touching 100. That one 99. Chris Sale is eyeing his 12th K tonight. With Salvador Perez's short lead at first, 2 down. Working on another warm night here in Kansas City. Two balls and 2 strikes on Dozier. And here comes. Fouled away. Sale began the night with an ERA of 2.41. That's going down. Been a lot of talk lately about Chris being the man possibly to start another All-Star game for the American League. Of course, he's done it for 2 franchises. Here's the 2-2. Check swing, the appeal, and no swing. So 3-2 on Dozier. 98 pitches for the left-hander. Duda on deck. He's fanned twice. Struck him out. Back to the slider to freeze Dozier and strike him out for the second time, and that's number 12. On the earth right now, the net man Chris Sale. This pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Through 6, 12 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 earned run. He's up to 99 pitches. Tyler Thornburg is now loosening in the bullpen for the Red Sox.
I think we've probably seen the end of Chris Sale tonight with this lead that the Red Sox have 8-1. Nice to see that guy warming up in the bullpen.
Well, it sure is. The Red Sox have yet to see him in a major league game for the Boston Red Sox, and now Brian Flynn coming on, making his 24th appearance, and a left-hander will get Martinez, Pearson, Bogarts, with the Red Sox head 8-1 as we go to the 7th. And JD has hit the ball hard all 3 times: a single, a 2-run homer, and a deep line drive to right. Little blooper into center field. Merrifield coming on in, and that'll be a fast out, 1 away. Our high strength steel play brought to you by New England Chevy dealers and a Chevy Silverado.
Well, we've become used to this. Opposite field, a 2-run shot right there on a fastball. Number 27 on the season for JD Martinez.
73 RBI. Along with the 27 home runs, both leading the majors. Pierce has single, double, and popped up. So Steve has gone 2 for 3. Xander Bogaerts next. Talking about Thornburg, he was acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers for Travis Shaw in December of 2016. Red Sox have never had the opportunity to get him into a game because of injury. And that right shoulder impingement. 5'11", about 190. He's now 29 years old, out of Houston, Texas. Slap toward third behind the bag. Moustakas with the play. Here's retired. 2 up, 2 down.
Looking for a place to catch up on everything Red Sox? The Ultimate Red Sox Show has you covered as TC brings you all the must-see moments from the past week. Don't miss the Ultimate Red Sox Show Sunday at 6:30, presented by Sam Adams, the official beer of the Boston Red Sox.
Bogaerts with a walk and a run, a 2-run homer, and he's also grounded out to short. We are in the 7th. The Red Sox haven't scored since the 2nd inning, but they got 8 fast runs against the Kansas City starter Hamill. Chris Sale has been superb again. The 0-1 pitch. Sale pitching and defensively has been very good. Brock Holt on deck. He has a multi-hit game going. One and 2 on Xander. Bogaerts for the year hitting .242 off lefties, .286 off right-handers. Stays alive there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back to his home run cut in the 2nd.
Yeah, Bogaerts in the 2nd inning got just a flat breaking ball that stayed inside, and he just absolutely crushed it, pulling that ball into the Red Sox bullpen. Bogaerts with 14 home runs now on the season.
Putting together a nice season for himself. Here's the 1-2 from Flynn.
Since they've been playing, Betts and Bogaerts have hit home runs in the same game 5 times.
Did it tonight, 1 inning apart. Here's the 2-2. Rolled softly up the line, but foul. Thornburg looks like he is ready to enter. Did not pitch at all for the Red Sox last year. Missed the season because of injury, but his last full season with the Milwaukee Brewers, the right-hander in 2016 went 8-5 with a .215 ERA in 67 games and 90 punchouts. Two, roll to third again. Moustakas will grab that from the grass. That's all. Red Sox retired here in the 7th inning. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by the all-new Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever this summer. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by your New England Audi dealers. Get behind the wheel of the Audi you've always wanted. Turned into a pleasant night here in Kansas City after a very hot day. Red Sox were going around and around and around in the first 2 innings, scoring 8 times and have an 8-1 advantage. Thornburg now into the game to make his Red Sox debut, coming off shoulder surgery. And ball 1 to Duda, who has struck out 2 times. His numbers with Milwaukee, and that goes back to 2016. Due to pretty good power, should he get a hold of it. In there for a strike. Thornburg acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers in a 5-player deal in December of 2016. Then shoulder trouble and surgery to treat thoracic outlet syndrome. It was in June of last year. So finally on the hill for the Red Sox, and a 2-2. Fouled away.
94 on that fastball. Fastball, curveball, changeup mix. He's got a very good curveball.
Major league career started in 2012 with Milwaukee. Began it as a starter, but he's been exclusively a relief pitcher since 2014. High fly right field. Long run from Mookie Betts. Mookie with a dive, can't get to it. That's going to roll to the wall. Duda round second. He's going to make it into third base, and he'll slide in with a triple.
Well, Duda's certainly happy to see Sale out of the game. He struck him out twice on sliders. Now he gets the curveball on the 3-2 count from Thornburg and finds some open territory. Mookie Betts putting a good effort on this as he goes into a dive, but comes up well short of the baseball. And Lucas Duda all the way to third base with the triple.
Yeah, when you think triples, you don't necessarily go right to Lucas Duda.
No, you don't.
First time he has had one since 2011. He'll send up Escobar. He has an RBI single and a ground out tonight. Red Sox had 8-1. And fouled away. We can tell you that's now a final out of Toronto. The Blue Jays have knocked off the Yankees 6-2. That game is over. So if the Red Sox should win this, they will take a 2-game lead over New York. This one in the bottom of the 7th inning. And pop foul back off into the stands. Last time the Red Sox had a lead of that size inside the division was on May 30th. Mondesi on deck. Popped up, ranging for it, Pierce now, but that's going to cruise on into the stands. So there are the up-to-date standings, given the fact the Yankees have been beaten in game 1 of an 11-game trip. It'll take them to the All-Star break. Fly ball hit shallow, coming on. JBJ, long run, he gets there. Runner holding at third base. So one away in the 7th.
Tomorrow on Dining Playbook, Billy and Jenny hang out at the famed Cask and Flagon across from Fenway Park. Plus, Jenny takes swimming lessons at the Equinox. Catch it all tomorrow morning at 9 on Dining Playbook, driven by your New England Chevy dealers.
One out and one on from Mondesi, who has struck out and flied out. Red Sox with an 8-1 advantage here. Chris Sale went the first 6. He struck out 12. 5 hits, 1 run. He is pitching in another zone. What a play there by Brock Holt. He'll go to first base to get the out as the run comes on in to score. That's a heck of a scoop on a play to steal a hit.
That really is. Brock Holt showing some quick hands.
That was like Pedroia kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. See this ball kind of just explode. It's almost by him when he's able to reach out and snag it. Watch where this ball is. It's behind Brock Holt. But the quick hands comes up, and they're able to make the play at first base, get the second out.
It's amazing how many different positions he's made a play like that since he's been with the Red Sox.
Those guys are so valuable.
Is that the truth? Merrifield is 1 for 3 with a double. So to run in to make it 8-2. We get to the top half of the 8th inning. It'll be Brock Holt, Eduardo Nunez, and Sandy Leon coming up to bat. Merrifield's had a very nice season for Kansas City. He's hit for a good average. He can play a lot of different positions himself. And he's solid everywhere. Become one of the more popular KC Royals too.
Kind of like a Ben Zobrist, isn't he?
Yeah.
Plays all over the place, different spots.
Yep. Good call. 2-2 line to center field to his former college teammate Jackie Bradley, who will put that away. A run in to make it 8-2.
Clubhouse. Don't miss Matt Barnes and Joe Kelly like you've never seen them before as they square off in a no-laughing battle. Don't miss an all-new Nesson Clubhouse Sunday at 12:30, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts.
Although they actually do a lot of laughing. Those two.
That's going to be like toward the end of the show.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Quite a battle. 8-2. Red Sox have the lead. Drew Butera now into the ballgame for Kansas City. He'll take over the catching duties. Brock Holt has had a really fine night again. with a 2-run single in the first inning, a base hit in the 5th inning, and the best defensive play of the night other than Chris Sale. Made an outstanding hustling catch in foul territory. And the Red Sox ahead 8-2 in the 8th. Trying to pick up a full game on New York in the standings tonight. Red Sox came out swinging as Brandon Workman begins to work.
It has to feel good for Tyler Thornburg to get in there, you know, for his first inning of work, and nice comfortable lead he had. Get that under his belt, move on from there.
First time in a couple of years at the big league level. Taking a lot of work too. A little dribbler here to second base. Mondesi scoops it out of the glove and gets him at first base, 1 away. Now the comforts of home, brought to you by Bernie and Phil's. The Royals' last 13 games at home, anything but comfortable. 1-12. Barely hitting over 200. Save big with no tax or free delivery going on now at Bernie and Phil's Furniture. Just nothing going right for them. I mean, even in the condiment race, one of the condiments got injured tonight.
And we're still waiting for an update. Guerin will be all over that, if not during the game, during the post game.
I know fans will be on the edge of their seat to find out whatever happened to poor Mustard.
You know, I hate to predict injuries, but you know, you shouldn't speculate. But it looked like he blew a hamstring.
No, you don't want to speculate. You're right. It's dangerous. Nunez takes pitch outside.
Either that or it was a stale bun and it just split.
Stale bun. That'll get you the 2-0. Hard hit. That's a fair ball off the glove of Moustakas. That caroms off to the left and into second base with a double is Nunez. He hit that ball very hard.
So Nunez jumps into the fun for the Red Sox, picking up the double now here in the 8th inning. Like a cut fastball down and in that time, and he takes it right down the third base line.
So the only Red Sox starter yet to have a hit is Jackie Bradley. Sox have a man in scoring position. And a batter, Sandy Leon, trying to pick up his second RBI tonight. Base hit in the first inning. That chased in a run. He's 1 for 3. He's now hitting .250.
Come a long way.
He really has. It's been for quite a while now, last several weeks. 1-1.
That's with some at bats too. You know, the lift the average that much in that short a period of time. Not easy to do.
Lately, he's been getting more playing time. The last week or so, he's been the hot bat. That one ripped foul. Jumped all over that one. Well, if you're just tuning in, another outstanding effort from Chris Sale. As he went 6 and struck out 12. He gave up 5 hits and 1 run. High fly, center field, pretty well hit. Merrifield has room back there. And he's got it. Nunez with the tag, heading into third base, and he scurries in there, standing up. 2 down. Let's get it down to Guerin.
Obi, Jerry, I'm sorry, but I do not have a report on Mustard. We'll have to wait to the end of the game. But speaking of laughing all the time, guys, we knew that the red, white, and blue themed plane trip would not disappoint. I asked Alex Cora about it today, and he said he's a little bit surprised that the guys have gotten this into it. So they're always trying to one-up each other, and he loves it. He really gets to see their personalities. He said hands down the winner was Chris Sale. But guys, David Price and Joe Kelly always come up with the great outfits. I was talking to Kelly about it, and he said they love doing it and they're having a lot of fun. And guys, one of the most popular outfits, though, was the equipment manager, Tommy McLaughlin's shirt that says, "Fireworks director, if I run, you run."
I like that.
That was a popular one online.
By the way, where do you find a suit like the one Mitch Moreland was wearing?
I think they all were searching online. They all ordered them. I think a lot of planning went into this, guys. And Alex Cora said that his daughter told him that he needs to start giving out a prize for first place. He said these guys make too much money. They don't need anything. But I disagree. These guys need a prize because they're putting a lot of efforts into these outfits.
I agree too. And I thought they pulled it off there. Look at the suit on Moreland. Mitch Moreland did a great job there with a matching tie.
Yeah, looks good.
That was classy. That was a classy suit.
Yeah, well, he knows how to dress. Well done by all the lads. 1-2 to count on JBJ, who has struck out twice and grounded out 0 for 3. Nunez at third. Red Sox trying to get in another run. Jackie looking to be the last Red Sox hitter tonight to have a hit. Sox with 12. Two and 2. It was a great flight for the Red Sox after the sweep in Washington, knowing they had an off day here in Kansas City and could really relax, getting in a little after the dinner hour here in Kansas City, and then really enjoying yesterday. They earned that. That one driven into right field. Herrera back all the way to the track. It's over his head. They'll skip up into the fence and bring in another run. Jackie Bradley at second base with a double, and every Red Sox starter has at least one hit tonight. The Red Sox now leading at 9-2.
Well, the two guys jump into the fray now. Nunez, with a hit. Now Bradley.
Jackie getting a 91-mile-an-hour fastball and driving that one for his 26th RBI. And we'll send up Mookie Betts looking for his second RBI tonight. 13 doubles for JBJ.
You know, he doesn't have a lot to show for it, but he's hit some rockets on this trip.
Well, Mookie Betts hit one in the first inning. Got all of it for his 22nd home run. And can drive in another one right here. This is a very, very confident Red Sox team. They are playing like it. The 1-1. Hard hit to deep short. Escobar tested close, and he got him at first base. Red Sox will add another run here in the middle of the 8th. They're on top 9-2.
Coming up this week on Dining Playbook, we're at our all-time favorite.
AL East, and you're not going to want to miss a game. Import the NESN Red Sox schedule on any device for alerts 15 minutes prior to each game with matchup info, streaks, updated times, and more. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the schedule. Presented by Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of the Boston Red Sox and Major League Baseball.
Bottom of the 8th, Blake Swihart in the game in left field, taking over for the birthday boy Benintendi, who had a couple of hits. Andrew turning 24 years old today. Red Sox ahead 9-2. Workman now in. He becomes the third Red Sox pitcher tonight. Sox are trying to win another one by a blowout. They beat the Yankees 11-0, beat Washington 11-4, and now leading this one 9-2 as far as this road trip is concerned. 3 games here in Kansas City. That's ripped into right field for a base hit. So Rosel Herrera has his first hit. He's 1 for 4.
Gets the work for curveball that time and drives it hard into right field for the leadoff base hit in the 8th inning. I'm telling you, these guys are 2 or 3 pitches and at bat. That's it. Unless you stay up there long enough for Sale to strike out.
Which he did 12 times.
Yeah.
In 6 innings. Moustakas is 0 for 3. Last time up, he popped up into foul ground. That's not a play you typically see a pitcher make the running catch on, but Chris Sale is anything but typical. Sale was a Gold Glove finalist last year and is regularly a candidate for the Gold Glove. Made a really nice play. Butera on deck. And that'll fall in there for a strike to make it 1-1.
Well, we continue tomorrow our half work, half vacation trip as we are off again tomorrow. The game is going to be on Fox for those who are interested in watching it. We'll be back with you Sunday.
David Price going tomorrow.
I mean, I've basically run out of naps that I can take on this trip.
Do you ever really do that? Can you ever really run out of nap time? I'm going to put that to the test tomorrow. I don't think you ever run out of nap time. Nothing's better than a nap.
Well, the most I've had 2 in a day. That was yesterday. I'm trying to get 3 in tomorrow. Shouldn't be a problem. What I do is I just lay flat across the bed, like not the way you normally sleep, but across the other way. I just put my arms out and I go out. I just go out and I wake up. Oh.
You go Superman style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's great because, you know, it kills time. Next thing you know, it's time to go to dinner. You know, so.
I had no idea there were style points for napping, but that one, a high deep drive to right field. Moustakas jumped all over that baby, and that is gone deep into the seats. His 17th home run. He's one guy really getting it done still with a bat for Kansas City. That's a 2-run homer. That was gone instantaneously.
You can see why teams have interest in Moustakas, you know, and I was a little surprised in the offseason when he was not taken by somebody, returned here to the Kansas City Royals, and now talked about in the trade deadline being a possible pickup for somebody. He's a good player. Got some pop, no question about that. 12th home run, 17th home run of the season for Moustakas.
That's their first of the ball game, and that draws them to within 5. 400 feet, the home run. So 2-run blow. Nobody out for Butera. It was a very fine defensive catcher, hitting 153. Oh-2 from Workman.
A bad pitch right there. Fastball inside corner, not getting the call. And of course, no swing. Like it might have caught the inside corner, but nope.
Roller to Xander Bogaerts on the backhand. He's got it. in time for the first out. Time now for the Geico Red Sox moment, honoring the 13 champions. And in game number 89 that year, the Red Sox would lose to the Angels in 11 innings. Josh Hamilton, remember him? He hit a walk-off home run of Craig Breslow to complete the dramatic win for the Angels. That was a fascinating career, Josh Hamilton. He was an MVP. Of course, started out as a top draft pick who had all sorts of issues with drugs and drug abuse, and that nearly cost him his career. Fought back from that, rehabilitated himself into a superstar, and then eventually had more problems that forced him out of baseball.
Yeah. Sad story, really.
Yeah, in many ways. And yet flashes of absolute brilliance.
Oh, terrific player.
When he was healthy and everything was right, man, he was a superstar. I remember Mike Lowell talking after Hamilton had done something like, 5 hits, 2 stolen bases, great catch, 2 home runs in a game against the Red Sox. He said, that's the best player I've ever seen in my life. For a while, he was. Bonifacio looks at a strike. He's had a good night. 2 for 3, a double and a single. Nine to 4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox with a win tonight would improve to 32-17 on the road. Tough to beat anywhere on the road. 32-17 with a win. Here's the 2-2. Popped up into foul territory. Pierce on a run, so is Leon. Sandy Leon there for the catch near the dugout of the Royals, and they're 2 away. Join the Red Sox for the first ever WWE night at Fenway Park on Wednesday, July 11th. Special tickets to the event include a WWE themed Dustin Pedroia bobblehead. Order your tickets today at redsox.com/WWE. So 2 gone, and Hunter Dozier, the designated hitter, will try again. He's gone 0 for 2 with a walk. Chris Sale struck him out twice. Here's Xander Bogaerts with another backhand. Very smoothly done to retire the side. 9-4 Red Sox after 8. Brought to you by BioFreeze.
Now take a look at Forrest Sales, strikeouts, fastballs, sliders. I mean, that's basically what he dealt with all night long.
BioFreeze, pain relief that works. So Flynn will stay on to pitch here in the ninth inning. Red Sox at 9-4. Blake Swihart with his first at bat. Hitting in Andrew Benintendi's spot. Andrew going 2 for 4. Incidentally, should Chris Sale pick up the win, it'll be the 100th of his career. Up the middle, skipping over second base. And it'll be a base hit for Swihart. He's on to start the ninth inning.
And they tried a little trickery out there. Mondesi was going to flip the ball to the shortstop Escobar and see if they could get Swihart at first base. Watch this. Backhand, try to flip it to your shortstop, see if he can make the play, but no, they couldn't do it.
It's wonderful when it works.
It looks great when it works, and it does work. I've done it a few times myself.
So the razzle without the dazzle.
Yeah, because I haven't done it in over 40 years.
It's been a long time. JD Martinez with a home run and a base hit. He's gone 2 for 4. Home run number 27. Yeah, so if Chris Sale wins tonight, that'll be his 100th win on the same night that Mookie Betts hit his 100th career homer. A lot of good stuff coming out of Kansas City tonight here in game 1 for the Red Sox. Be a chopper foul. 1-1 on JD and Steve Pearce, the on deck hitter. In the first inning, Martinez had a base hit. Mookie Betts homered. Steve Pearce had an infield hit. Brock Holt had a 2-run single. Sandy Leon had a run scoring single. Sox got in front 4-0. Added 4 more in the second inning. Home runs by Martinez and Bogarts. And they have owned the night. Victor Velasquez readying in the bullpen. A jam, 2-2.
Wow. That's the second time Martinez has lost the bat tonight. Once into the screen over the Red Sox dugout. That one right off the mask of the home plate umpire, Blakely. Just lost the grip on it.
Still talking about it. Going back to his previous at bat. Brandon Maher, the right-hander, loosening in the bullpen for the Royals. So JD batting .329, 27 homers, 73 RBI on July 6. What will those numbers look like when the Red Sox play the New York Yankees the final day of the regular season on September 30th at Fenway? Popped up foul on a play. Sox have out hit Kansas City 14-8. Sox got those quick 8 runs in the first and second innings and then didn't score again until the 8th. Long at bat here for JD Martinez. He just gives nothing away, doesn't he?
It does not give an at bat away. And that, you know, as a hitting coach, as a player, I mean, they love that. You know, just do not give an at bat away. See, so many players do that sometimes, and it just drives me crazy.
Eighth pitch coming.
Hires, you know, it's got to be a pleasure for him to watch some of these guys the way they're operating in this Red Sox lineup.
And Tim's done a terrific job. Team scores runs like this, 3-2, and that'll strike him out. He thought he had ball 4, but down he goes, caught looking, so 1 away. Time now to check out the results of our Dunkin' Donuts poll question. You want to see a runaway? Should all major league stadiums use real grass? Your answer tonight, a resounding yes.
Yeah, it almost tipped the top of Dunkin' Donuts on the yes column, and I think we just had to give 9% because it would have been overflowing.
Yeah, it would have been an embarrassment.
Yeah, it would have been, you know, coffee all over the place.
That one ripped into left center field. Pierce gets a hold of another one. That one's all the way to the wall. Rounding, here's Swihart into third. He's coming in to score. Down to second base, Pierce. That's his second double. And he is 3 for 5 tonight. Well, he continues to swing a really fine bat since the trade.
Boy, he sure does. And, you know, once again, hitting this ball very hard. He hits a lot of balls in the gaps. This ball here finds that left center field gap.
Ned Yost coming out. So 2 doubles, a base hit, 2 runs so far for Pierce. And Flynn coming out. Red Sox now leading at 10-4. Back to the bullpen they go. So Coors Light.
Now the defensive play of the game made by the pitcher, Chris Sale. He checks out his third baseman. He knows he's not going to get to it. So he comes over, calls off Sandy Leone, and then look at him taking high fives from the dugout. He loved that. Loved it.
Good to be Chris Sale. Certainly was on the mound tonight where he was outstanding yet again. 12 strikeouts in 6 innings, just 1 run allowed. And closing in on what would be his 9th win, he would improve to 9-4. So Mauer to be brought in a 10-4 game. Brandon Mauer's 12th appearance, high earned run average. We're seeing a lot of these for the Kansas City Royals. Been a very tough season.
Look at the opponent's batting average, 368.
He's also had a lot of trouble with ball 4. And the Red Sox keep on scoring. Number 1 scoring offense in Major League Baseball. They've added 10 more tonight on a night that has seen the Yankees lose in Toronto.
Sunday, I don't know Charlie Moore outdoors. Charlie heads to Londonderry, Vermont, and makes a visit to the Magic Mountain Ski Resort. Then the Mad Fisherman catches up with longtime friend and MMA fighter Yuzan Alexander for an epic wiffle ball tournament. Catch it all on Charlie Moore Outdoors Sunday night at 7 on Nesson.
Epic. Xander Bogaerts batting with 1 down, a man at second. He belted a 2-run homer in the second inning, number 14. Same inning, J.D. Martinez hit his 27th. Mookie Betts in the first inning hit his 22nd. 27 for J.D. Martinez, 73 RBIs. One gone, and Mauer with a 2-0 pitch, and in there for strike at 93. So it's been a fun night for the Red Sox, another one of them. They certainly enjoyed themselves in Washington with that sweep of the Nationals. The Nationals held a team meeting after Game 3 to talk about what's going wrong with their ball club. Right after the Red Sox left town.
I tell you, I've never been real big on team meetings. Sometimes I think they can get you in more trouble than they're worth. If you're a person that's gonna call a meeting, you're a player that's going to call a meeting, you better be impeccable in what you're doing. You know, you better be running every ground ball out to first base. You better be doing all the right things because nobody's going to have respect for you.
Sure. High fly fouled on the left field line out of play.
You know, and then you're in situations like the Kansas City Royals. All the manager can tell them in a team meeting is, look, keep playing hard. Keep playing as hard as you possibly can. Do the best you possibly can. We'll see where the chips fall. That's all. What more can you say? Unless the team is not hustling, you know, that's a different story. Then you get a reason to light them up. But you know, the talent's just not there.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're going to call a team meeting after you just got swept by the Red Sox, make sure the next opponent you're playing is Miami.
You don't call team meetings, like, in other words, before Chris Sale's pitching a game. You don't do that. You just don't do it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And I was never big on some of the meetings that I were in were absolutely horrid. They were terrible. And you walk out of there and you go, everybody looking at each other like, what is he talking about? You know.
They have won 2 in a row against the Marlins since they had their team meeting, and that's going to be ball 4. So Xander Bogaerts is on for the 3rd time. Did you ever have one of those where you walked out of there going, you know what, a couple of guys made pretty good points. I agreed with that. Didn't so much agree with that, but
honestly, no.
Never have. Yeah.
Honestly, no. I had one in California when I was with the Angels, and Dick Williams called the team meeting. He called us all together and he said, you know, make a circle. So we're all sitting there.
Fly ball into center field, backing up Merrifield to make the catch. Runners retreat to first and second.
We're all sitting there waiting for him to come, and we had to wait. We're sitting on these little stools, like kindergarten, you know. And he comes in, and all he goes, he says, you guys stink. That was a team meeting. And we're all sitting there looking at each other, you know, we're dying to go home, you know, because we're not very good. We know it, you know. That's what you're going to say in the team meeting? I mean, it's crazy.
Not too productive.
No, they're not. I don't like players-only meetings either.
Nunez, the batter with 2 down. He'll look at a ball. Yeah, those were always strange to hear about later, because that's when you hear them. You usually hear them later that day or the next day, a couple days later, that somebody called a players-only meeting.
Yeah, I don't think those are right. I really don't.
I always wondered what the coaching staff and what the manager felt about that.
That's the point. These are the guys that you're also going to war with every day. You know, it's just not the players. It's the coaching staff. It's the staff. It's the manager. It's everybody.
1-2. Yeah, it's almost like what a player called meeting is saying is, forget about you guys, the rest of the staff.
Yeah,
it's all us.
Exactly. It's our fault. We're going to take care of it.
Right.
You know, but no, I don't agree with that. I never liked that.
1-2. Fouled off the catcher. That got Butera pretty good.
Heck, one time in California, this is another beauty. They decided to hypnotize the whole team. I'm not kidding you. Hypnotize the whole team.
You got to be kidding.
No, it's the truth. And we're sitting up there, and we're in a room, and this hypnotist comes in, and they're trying to hypnotize us into believing we can win. And we're all faking it, like we're hypnotized, you know, like Tanana got up, and he was like walking around like, it was hilarious.
I'll get by the catcher to the backstop and advance the runners on a wild pitch.
And we went out that night, and we got our butt kicked so bad, it was you know, like an embarrassing game.
Yep.
And I have never in my life since that time seen anything like that.
Wow.
Or never had previously seen anything like that.
I can't believe that actually happened, because that was a scene from the movie The Natural where they were in a losing streak and they brought in a hypnotist. I thought that was just, you know, made up.
No, this really happened to us, and guys were faking it. Like I said, Frank Tanana was faking it. He was up there walking around like he was hypnotized, you know. And we're all. I didn't want to go out,
right?
You know, I forced myself not to.
And then you guys got your butts kicked.
Yeah, then we got our butts kicked.
Well, Morrow make the run, and the pitchers are liking fielding tonight as he will haul that in. Red Sox had another run, middle of the ninth. It is 10-4.
T-Mobile presents Hats Off for Heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Red Sox Baseball in Essence is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By your local Nissan dealer. And by KM. Together we grow. Kansas City Red Sox with a commanding 10-4 lead. We go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Hector Velasquez to pitch. He's 6-0 with a .268 earned run average. And looking to finish this one up and get it into the win column for the Red Sox and Chris Sale. Should it happen, the Red Sox would improve to 60-29 and would take a 2-game lead over New York. Would also be the 100th career win for Chris Sale on a night where Mookie Betts hit his 100th career home run. Lucas Duda has struck out twice. He's also tripled and scored a run. They have 8 hits. Sox have 15. And a 1-1. Jerry and I will be off tomorrow, but Fox will have the broadcast of the game at 7:15. I don't know if the condiment mustard will make it back in time after the unfortunate incident on the field here tonight. Rick Porcello will go on Sunday at 2:15 in the finale. He's 10-3 going in.
And we should use that as an open on Sunday. You know, you're always trying to think about what you're going to do in the open. We should probably do the mustard, ketchup, relish, whatever the heck else they got on here.
It's done. 3-1 slapped into the ship. Brock Holt to his right. He'll set down Duda, one away in the ninth inning. Here's our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. As mentioned, Sale was brilliant again. 12 strikeouts, just 5 hits in 6 innings. Betts, Martinez, and Bogarts all in home runs. They knocked the starter Hamill out very fast after just 2 innings. Look at that, 8 earned runs. One man gone. Escobar, the batter, 1 for 3 with a base hit. What you get?
I got another text from Tom Karen. He says, mustard is being treated at Mayo Clinic. He says, I can't help myself. And this stuff's coming up all night.
No, I know you opened up a can when we went to that highlight. By the way, it was a gruesome fall.
It was ugly.
Terrible.
We debated whether we should replay that or not.
It was sensitivity. We were deeply concerned. Fouled off of Sandy Leon. That one bit Sandy. It won't remove the mask, but got hit pretty good. 1 and 2.
Like the right shoulder, I think. The throwing shoulder for Sandy Leon looked like a gut.
Nobody aboard, 1 down. We're in the bottom of the ninth inning. Red Sox closing in on another victory. Should they get it? It'll be 4 in a row. 9 out of the last 10. And 11 out of the last 14. Mondesi on deck. 1-2 is knocked foul. The last 7 games for the Red Sox before the All-Star break will all be at Fenway Park. A 3-game series with Texas and 4 against Toronto. And the break, J.D. Martinez and Mookie Betts and 2 or 3 other Red Sox will be on their way to Washington, D.C. Ground ball on the busted bat. Nunez will fire a strike to get him. 2 down. And then when the second half gets underway, that will be on the road on the 20th of July in Detroit. Red Sox go to Detroit and Baltimore before heading back to Fenway for an extended homestand, which will include the New York Yankees.
After tomorrow, or Sunday, I should say, I'll see you on the plane on the way to Detroit. Got a little time off wrapped around the All-Star break.
You will. And Eck will be in for the week in front of the All-Star break. So you get a little vacation. I know you'll be raring to go on the 20th.
Yeah, I'll be there early for the flight.
I don't know what time the flight is, but I guarantee you'll be there at least 6 hours ahead. And eager to get to Motown. The Red Sox do not have another West Coast trip the rest of the season. That'll be off the outside, and Mondesi, he's gone 0 for 3, but with an RBI and a ground out tonight. And may be the last man to swing in this game. Red Sox ahead 10-4 with 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. Three and 1. With Merrifield on deck. Should it get that far? Red Sox started scoring right away, took a 4-0 lead in the first inning and really never looked back tonight. That's going to be a base hit into center field. So Mondesi has his first knock tonight, and he is on with two out here in the 9th inning.
He's a nice little night. You know, gets a base hit. He drove in a run, brought in a run back in the 7th inning. Played some nice defense out there at second base.
Pretty serious bloodlines. His father was an outstanding player. Raul Mondesi, used to call him the baby bull, and a guy who could really run himself. Here's Merrifield now, 1 for 4 with a double back in the 5th. Runner will go, and they'll let him take second base. Not a stolen base. That is defensive indifference. Orioles lost again 6-2 the final. Minnesota beat them. So Baltimore still has more losses than anybody in baseball, including these Kansas City Royals, even if the Royals lose this one. Baltimore now at 24-63. Crack foul, 2-1. But a loss here for the Royals would be their 7th in a row. And for the Sox, that would be 4 consecutive wins. Tough days for Ned Yost, who's done quite a bit of winning here. Three and 1 on Merrifield. He's really been their best player this season. That's hard hit into left field. A base hit. Mondesi rounding third. Here comes Swihart's throw. It'll trickle in, and the run scores. And that'll make it 10-5. Merrifield with his second knock.
He's a good player. You know, double in the ball game back in the 5th inning. That coming off Chris Sale. Now he gets a single here in the 9th. Drives in a run, picks up his 28th RBI of the season. A little bit of a gamble sending the runner there down by so many runs, but no problem scoring.
So 10-5 game will bring up Herrera, who's gone 1 for 4, a single. And Velasquez, after getting 2 quick outs, running into some difficulty here. Herrera, first 2 times up against Chris Sale, struck out. It was also true of Mike Moustakas and Lucas Duda in their lineup. and Salvador Perez. And a ground ball to second. That should do it. Scooped up by Brock Holt, and that'll do another victory for the Boston Red Sox. 10-5 the final score here tonight. The Red Sox continue to roll. That's 4 in a row, and TC, that is 60 wins now for the Red Sox.